There's a hidden world of technology that's powering pretty much everything around you. I'm talking about the electricity in your home, the water coming out of your tap, the factories that make, well, everything. This is the world of operational technology, or OT. And today, we're going to dive into why securing it has become one of the most critical and, frankly, most difficult challenges of our time. For decades, these systems that control our physical world, they had one heck of a defense. They were totally isolated, completely air-gapped from the internet. That was it. That was their security. But that wall has come crashing down, and believe me, the consequences are unfolding as we speak. So, what exactly is this hidden digital layer? This thing that's now plugged into the internet and running our physical world? Let's break it down.
Okay, this is the crucial difference. We're not talking about your company's website or some spreadsheet in the cloud. We're talking about technology that physically does stuff. We mean the controllers that open a valve in a pipeline, the systems that manage the entire power grid, the robots on a factory assembly line. This is technology where a failure has immediate, real-world, physical consequences.
And the scale here is it's massive. This isn't some niche tech for a few specialized industries. OT is the literal backbone of our most critical infrastructure. The U.S. Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Security Agency, that's CISA, they identify 13 of these sectors. I mean, just think about that for a second. From energy and water to healthcare and transportation, nearly every single essential service you rely on every day runs on OT. So what changed? Why connect them at all? Well, in a word, efficiency. This big push for what's called Industry 4.0, this whole era of interconnectivity, smart devices, data everywhere, it has connected these once isolated systems to the internet. And the result? Intrusions and attacks have spiked dramatically. We all saw this with the Colonial Pipeline attack, right? A ransomware attack on the IT side, the business side, forced the shutdown of a massive fuel pipeline. It was a huge wake-up call, showing just how vulnerable these connected systems really are. The old defense of just being isolated, it's gone. To really get your head around this challenge, you have to understand that OT networks are just fundamentally different from the information technology, the IT networks that we all use every day. It's truly a tale of two completely different worlds.
Just look at this table. It shows this fundamental culture clash. In the IT world, what's priority number one? Protecting data, confidentiality. But in the OT world, it's all about safety and availability. You can't just reboot a power plant because you need to install an update. It has to stay on. The lifespans are totally different too. Your laptop might last 3 to 5 years. OT systems can run for 15 years, sometimes even longer, often on really old software. That makes patching, which is a routine weekly thing in IT, a massive, high-risk, planned-out months in advance event in OT. They even speak different languages, with OT using all these proprietary protocols that your standard security tools just don't understand at all. So, here's the bottom line. This is the big takeaway. A breach in an IT network, well, it's bad. It might lead to stolen data, but a breach in an OT network could cause a physical event, a blackout, a chemical spill, a factory shutdown, or so much worse. The stakes are just in a completely different league.
So, given all these unique challenges, how on earth do you define these systems? Well, it's not about finding one perfect tool or some silver bullet. It really requires a strategic, multi-layered approach that, and this is key, respects the unique needs of that operational environment. This is basically the modern playbook. First, you segment the networks. Think of it like building digital bulkheads in a ship. If you get a leak, it's contained to one area. Second, you strictly control access. Everybody gets a key, but that key only opens the exact doors they absolutely need to do their job, and nothing more. Third, you have to manage your assets. You can't protect what you don't know you have, right? So you need a full inventory of every single device. And finally, you monitor everything, all the time, like a digital security guard who never sleeps, just watching for anything that looks out of place. All right, let's zoom in on that last point, continuous monitoring. This is like the digital alarm system for these critical networks. So what exactly is a security team looking for? What does unusual activity actually look like? This is the kind of stuff security teams are hunting for. These aren't just abstract ideas, they're specific, detectable events. For example, a sudden storm of failed logins, that could be an automated attack trying to guess a password. An engineer logging in from a totally unexpected country at 3 a.m., that could mean their account was stolen. And seeing some unauthorized laptops suddenly connect to the factory floor network, that is a massive red flag. By spotting these patterns, these little signals in the noise, defenders can catch an intruder before they can cause any real damage. ultimately, all of these strategies, all of these tools, they all come back to one core challenge. It's this constant and really difficult balancing act. This quote from one of the sources really just hits the nail on the head. You have to add all this security without disrupting the mission-critical operation you're trying to protect. It's a paradox, right? You can't just take a water treatment plant offline for a 2-hour security update. It's a constant high-wire act, and it requires this deep collaboration between the cybersecurity experts and the engineers who have been running these facilities for decades. And that leaves us with a really critical question. These networks are, for the most part, completely invisible to us in our daily lives, and yet our entire modern world is built on top of them. As they become more connected, securing them isn't just a technical problem for some IT department to solve. It's a matter of public safety. It's a matter of national security. And that makes it a challenge that every single one of us has a stake in solving.